just make sure everyone can see my screen. Okay, I think that's what I'll do. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, Tibi, I can see your screen.
Okay, fantastic. I'm just trying to pull up the slides. 1 second, please. Okay. Okay. Oh no, sorry. Right. Okay, can you see the slides? Sorry, 1 second.
Hi, Simi, we can see the slides. Can everyone else see the slides?
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good.
I can see the slide.
Okay, fantastic. So I can start, yes?
Yes, please, you can.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Hi, everyone. My name is Simisola.
Hi.
Hi, I will be running you through how to deal with your UI UX design task. Okay, so jumping straight. Okay, so yeah, about me, I'm pretty much, I think what sums up what I am pretty straightforward is that I'm a designer. I've been designing for about, give or take, 8 years now. I started out in the marketing and advertising field before I went. I think that took me about 2 or 3 years. Then I went into UI UX design, and I've been doing that ever since. So sometimes I also switch between product roles, product design, product management, and stuff like that. So you're in good hands. Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure you all know about Stutern since you had already tried to apply. So what Stutern does is train people so that they can be upskilled for whatever jobs that they want to start. So what we'll be going through on this call is just pretty much like the nuances of the task, what you need to do, how to find the task that you're supposed to do, and actually how to go about the task. Okay, is everyone still with me?
Yes, I'm also.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. All right. So if you've started your application process, you would, after you hit the apply button, you're supposed to do the second stage of that application. And you're supposed to get an email after you sent in the first stage where you fill the form on the website. You're supposed to get an email that gives you instructions about how to go about the second task. So some of the things that we've noticed is that some people, the email gets lost in their spam folder. Some people haven't had the time to attempt these tasks. And some people are, because the expectation is that students are supposed to train you anyway. So some people are kind of, they don't know how to go about the task. So that's what we'll be covering on this call. I'll do my best to go through it. It's a very easy task, so it shouldn't be any problem at all. So yeah, the email that you get, I'm sure, did anybody not get the email here? Or does everyone have that email? I just need confirmation.
I got the email.
Okay, okay. So if you didn't get the email for whatever reason, please send an email to that email address, admissions@stutern.com. So in that email as well, there's some learning resources that you're supposed to, go through, some videos you can watch, some tutorials you can read that will kind of guide you and show you how to do this task. But we understand that that might be, some people might have challenges doing that. So that's why we're doing this. Okay. So learning is a skill, and it's the key skill we're looking for. That's the point of this task. So the task is not, because we understand that you're beginners, there's no expectation that, you are going to give us like a killer app. You understand? No one's expecting that of you, but it's important that you attend the task because the program itself requires that you're a very good learner, and so that you also have an idea of what is going to be expected of you when you begin this program. So it's one of the thing we're looking for is just, your resilience and your ability to even try. No one's asking for, we're not expecting you to send, a very crazy, complex design. So just have your minds at ease at the moment. Uh, okay, so pretty much what we're going to be doing today is designing a to-do web and mobile app. So I'd say web and mobile screen because an entire application will span like multiple screens. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to pick just a screen, and I'll try and do my best to walk you through how exactly to do that. Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's why is it included in the application? It's because the program itself is very rigorous and very intense, and some of it would require some self-learning. Your tutors will teach you what you're supposed to learn, quite all right. They'll teach you all the stuff, but there's a part of the program that requires you putting in some work to develop yourself as well. So, like it's on the slide, the task is a way to confirm that a prospective learner has the ability or is able to acquire it. For those who don't have this skill, it's something that can be learned. Anything can be learned, to be honest. So that's pretty much what we're going to try and sort out today. Right. So for the task that you're given, you can use any tool that you feel comfortable with at all. So I've put some options here. I've put Figma, Adobe XD, InVision, Sketch, Framer, Photoshop, Illustrator, etc. So some people already have some knowledge of these tools, and that's why we're not, there's no rule as per what's best for you to use. But okay, so I'd also give you some background. So these tools are what you call UI design tools. Now, there are a lot of design tools out there. There are tools for example, Adobe Illustrator is used for illustrations. You want to do some motion graphics, you use something like Adobe After Effects. But for UI design, they're kind of the tools that are specifically, designed for design. So these are the ones that I've listed out here. Something to note, before all of this came up, Photoshop was one of the go-to design tools that everyone used for, even though it wasn't designed for that. It was designed as a photo editing application. But when the field UI UX began to rise, Adobe went on to create Adobe XD. But then again, before that, Sketch was there. Sketch was probably the one that, kicked off the UI design tooling thing pretty majorly. But right now, there's like loads of tools out there that you can use. So my personal favorite is Figma because it's very easy to start with. You can just jump right in. Um, they have a very generous free tier, so that's great as well. Um, so Adobe does Adobe XD, but so I'll try and give you a few pluses for some of them. So Figma is great because you can either design within the browser, like actual browser, like you don't have to download an entire app. You can design within the browser, the way you've got like a Google Chrome, and then you open a Figma account and then start designing inside the browser. So the closest thing I can think of that is not design is probably Google Docs, for example, and then multiple people can be designing at the same time. So I'll show you how that works. Hopefully you can get a chance to play around with it as well. So Figma is great, and there's Figma, there's software for Windows and for Mac. I think XD as well has software for Windows and for Mac, but Sketch does not. Sketch is solely Mac, and Sketch costs you $99 a year. InVision Studio, I think there's for Mac and for Windows as well. Framer, I think Framer is just Mac. Framer is just Mac, but I think they have a browser mode that you can design in as well, where you don't have to download the software and you can just use it in your browser. So for Photoshop, the thing is you need well, legally, if you're using Photoshop legally, which I don't know if a lot of people are, are in that bracket at the moment. I'm not sure. If you're using Photoshop legally, you're going to need like an Adobe Creative Cloud, and you're going to have to pay monthly for that. So I'd say for now, I'm a Figma person, so we'll just focus on Figma for today. But then again, there's no hard and fast rule. Before Figma, I used to use XD. Before XD, I used to use Photoshop. Before Photoshop, I used to use Sketch. So you try what tool works for you. And the beautiful thing about UI design tools is that when you know how to use one, you pretty much can use. I mean, there are a few nuances here and there, and some peculiarities with some of the tools. But if you can use one, you're pretty much good. You pick up one. The learning curve is it's not steep at all. You can pick up one and learn another one. It probably takes you 3 days or so to get accustomed with it, because the theory pretty much is the same. Okay, so that's enough about tooling. Yeah, so I've included in this slide, I'm sure that you'd have access to this. I've included links that I think would be very helpful for you. Figma has a very well-equipped YouTube channel where you can like check out stuff, and they have things for different levels of skill. So even if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate learner, if you're an advanced learner, anything, you would have resources on Figma for that. And yeah, the YouTube one is a video resource. This one is kind of like so this is more if you like to read kind of thing. This one here, like a blog post or just a collection of some things. Okay, good. Is everyone with me? Have I lost anyone? Are there any questions?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Please let me know if you need anything from me or anything like that. Cool. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see the contrast is not very good on some of these things, but these are just like examples of sample to-do lists. Yeah, just a simple dashboard. Okay, let me not use a simple screen with a bunch of tasks that you're supposed to, that a user in this case is supposed to use, and just a simple button that says, oh, you can add tasks. So these are 3 different screens for like 3 different applications. Again, if we're going to do a proper to-do list app, it's going to have multiple screens. It's going to have a screen for you to actually add the task, a screen where you can see all the tasks, a screen where you can see, it can go as complex as you would like, but for this application, we're just looking for something very simple, nothing. It's more about you attempting to do the task than having a finished product. And I'm hoping that for the people that are having problems with this call will be very helpful. And whatever problems you have, we can sort it out. Okay, so great. All right, so the first thing to do would be to download Figma. I know that in your task, the task you were given in your email, I believe it was XD that you were advised, not really advised, but it was a suggestion that you could use XD. I'm using Figma for this particular walkthrough, but you can use whatever you are most comfortable with. So I will try and run you through how to start, like from the beginning. You get Figma, you can sign up for an account, and then all of that. I already have a Figma account, so I'm not going to have to I'm not going to sign up and all of that. But I'll just show you stepwise how to do yours. Okay, great. Fantastic. So I'm just going to drop this here. Okay, so first off, URL for Figma is figma.com, pretty much. It's a very fantastic product, and over time it's growing bigger and bigger and better. So yeah, so this is the website. It kind of shows you a few things like features and people and stuff that you might not need. Okay, so again, like I said, they have a very generous free tier. You can do pretty much most of the stuff that people on the enterprise plan can do. So that's great. So sign up. You can use Google. You can use an email address. I already have an account. Okay, actually, oh yeah. So let's do that. You start with the sign up. So you sign up, you register, and all of that. You confirm that the email address is yours and all of that. That would happen there. So I already have an account, so I'm just going to go straight to login. I hope this is correct. Try again on the desktop app. Oh, okay, not sure what this is. Wow. So because I have the desktop app for Figma, I think it's trying to make me do that. But I would try and see if I can show you what it looks like within the browser. So let me see if I can just make that work. 1 second. So for the others who are looking forward to using the desktop app, you can download. I've included a link. Oh, okay. So this is great. This is it within the browser. So this is the Figma app within the browser. There's also so you can either design in the browser or you can design with the application. So this is it within the browser. If you sign up for Figma, you would be able to do that. I'm trying to, sorry, 1 second, please. Trying to show you guys the, you know what, let's just do this. We'll do this, that's fine. Okay, so we'll start with the creating a new file in Figma. 1 second. Okay, good. Is everyone with me still? Are there any questions or is everybody fine?
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm still following.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Hello? Does anyone want to say anything, or can I go on?
Please go on.
Okay, all right. So first things first is, and you can all see my screen, correct?
Yeah, I can.
Great. Okay. Okay, good. So sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this. Okay. So first, when you want to start, of course, if you're starting off Figma for the first time, you're not going to see all of this. I've been using Figma since God knows when, so I've got a lot of files I've worked on. Yours would be empty, but because I've been doing stuff, so that's why all of that is that way. So the first thing to do is, so we want to start a new project. We want to create a new file, yeah? So we'll do this. If you come to the top right corner of your screen, you will see this plus sign that indicates you want to start a new file, a new project. So I'm just going to do that, yeah? Okay, so, and if you notice, I'm doing all of this in the browser. This is not software. I'm doing all of this within the browser. There is the app for it, but I'm not using that because I want you guys to, for those of you who, for whatever reason, can't get the software, provided you have internet access, you can work within the browser. So I'm running this in Safari, yeah, and everything works perfectly well. So this is Figma. This is what it looks like. These are where your tools are that we'll be using today. And this is just the canvas. So this is just like a blank template kind of thing. We would now be filling in the stuff that we need on here. Okay, so do you understand what a to-do app kind of does? Does everybody understand what a to-do list is like? And can someone share that with us today? Or is everybody shy? The person that laughed should answer the question.
It's just a list to show task to undergo or something.
Yes, perfect, fantastic. So it's really not just if you have, so for example, you wake up today, you have a bunch of things to do and you want to like keep track of all the things that you have to do. You probably write it down, or if you are at work and you have tasks that you're supposed to deliver, like you rightly said, you'd have a list of these tasks to do. You want to track, or which ones have I done, so that you can cross it out. Just so something for you, to keep you accountable, for you to measure your progress. So those are much more complex functionalities, but we're not going to do all of that today. So sorry. I put together a simple sketch. I'm trying to drag that in. Yeah. Oh, wow. Sorry. Can't do that. Okay, 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Okay, just go on with what I've got. So I put together something somewhere. I was trying to import it, but it's an ATC file, so it's not opening within Figma. But I will do my best to see if I can get preview to show it. Yep, nothing fancy, just a small sketch. Oh, I don't know. Oops. Sorry, this one, right. Okay, yeah. Can you see that? So this is what we're doing today, pretty much. This is what we're expecting of you. Nothing over the top at all. Again, like I mentioned before, what we're looking out for is your attempt of the task, how you've gone through the resources that we've shared with you and how you're able to use the information that you have to take a stab at a problem that you've probably never attempted before. Okay, so as you can see here, it's just a little welcome greeting like you'd have on any app, and then the task that you've got to do today, and then just a simple add button there for you for any task you want to add. Okay, so first things first. So I'm a pro user of Figma, but I will do my best to, so there are shortcuts and things that I would normally use, but I'll do my best to try and explain things for you stepwise. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, just pull me back, ask while I'm designing, there's no problem at all. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is a blank canvas. There's nothing on here. Starting point for UI design now is to say, okay, what are we designing for? In this case, we've been asked to design a to-do app for mobile and web. Okay, so first things first, we'll start with the mobile one because it's smaller and probably simpler to do. We'll start with the mobile one. So the first thing you want to do is somewhere at the top left corner, you come here. This is the frame. So this is where you start from. This is what decides what the size of your design is pretty much. Yeah. So we'll start from here. Just click on it. And then when you click on it, you'll see that these things came up. To your right, you see that these things came up. All these things came up here. Okay. So you can, we're designing for, I'm going to go with the X. So there you go. That's the first thing that you see. Okay, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to pick another one just so that you can actually see. So most of these phone sizes kind of have like their default dimensions for these phone sizes. They're not, so we have like God knows how many brands of phones in this world, but these are like the most common ones that people design for, I guess. I'm not certain about that. So I'm just gonna pick another one so that you can see, like the sizes would always differ. I'll pick another one, I can do this. I'll pick an 8 Plus, for example. Oh, the size is very similar, slightly wider. I'll pick another one again. I'll pick Pro, slightly longer. So you can see, you can also adjust these if you want. So I can make it shorter, I can make it longer. But for today, we'll just go with the, we'll go with the X, okay? So first things first, come here to frame. That's what the tool is called. You pick your frame tool first, and then you would go to the size of the phone that you would prefer, or the device in this case. But for now, we're working with phones. You can see there are other sizes here. There's for tablet, there's for desktop, there's for the Apple Watch, there's for regular A4 papers and different sizes. So I would go with the phone because we're designing for that first, and I'll do that. Is everybody with me? Does everybody understand that clearly?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
That's okay. Good. All right. So remember the sketch I showed you, yeah? It just had a simple hello. It had the list of the tasks that we were doing, and it just had a simple plus button, yeah? So we'll do that. We'll start with the hello. Sorry about that. So first off, to do that, to write text in Figma, you would pick the text tool, yeah? So I'm just gonna click on the text tool and draw a box. Yeah, so by that, I just click down, text tool, let me do another one, sorry. Text tool here and draw a box, okay? So I'm just going to write, hello, Simi, for example. Oh, right, sorry, yeah, you can zoom in and zoom out as well, of course. Yeah, all right. So put a comma there. Use something like enter. Oh, okay. Sorry. I am going too fast. All right. I would. So by default, the text is usually Roboto that Figma will start with. You can change the type here. You can choose anyone you like. So you just pick whatever you like. So I'm just going to go with Inter. Or you know what? Let's just leave Roboto. It's just probably easier for a lot of people. I'll just make it, but you can choose different weights as well. I'll just make that bold and then make it slightly larger, just so that everybody can see. All right. So that's just a simple welcome thing, just there for the app or whatever. Okay. So the next thing to note is, so we have our text. There's also, okay, no, I'll come back to that later. So we're going to start with for the task, we'll start with the first task. We want to add a task. Remember, this is what we're working with. Hang on, sorry, I'm just trying to minimize that so that this is what we're trying to achieve. So we've done our hello bit, yes. So we're trying to include these two tasks, for example, okay? So we'll start with the first task. You can see it's just a rectangle with the word task in it and another one with the word task in it. So we'll start with that, okay? So to do that, you would grab the rectangle tool here. Please don't be overwhelmed. There are a lot of tools here, but for now, we're just doing the simple things. We'll just start with the rectangle tool and go with that, okay? So I'm just going to draw a rectangle here. There we go, okay? So this is the like a holder for one of the tasks, okay? I want to make sure these guys are okay. So, okay, I'm gonna do things. Okay, so I'll just make this somewhat lighter because it's dark. Okay, so that's fine. All right, so if you want to change the color, as you can see, when you select the rectangle, you would see here you can see all the properties of that rectangle. You can see the location, you can see the width, you can see the height. These are for rounded corners. If you want to add want to make the radius, want to add some border radius there, so just add a little 5 there. This, I'll rotate it, then you see that the number for is changing. We don't want to do that, but I just want you to see what happens there, okay? We leave all these constraints. You'd have to be fairly familiar with all the other stuff before you can do all these other things. But then if you want to change the color, like I said, you can just any color you want. But because I know that text is still going on, I'm just going to go with a very light shade of gray to simplify one task, okay? So like I mentioned, if you want to add text, sorry about that. If you want to add text to Figma, yeah, you click on the text tool, you come here, you can just click, that's fine. Click, and then we have text. So I'm just gonna write task 1, okay? So task 1, I'm just gonna make it slightly lighter than the others and smaller, only because it's too large. That's probably too small. Sorry, I wanna 1 second, please. I'm just trying to launch Figma Mirror so that I can see what it's looking like. Okay, so I'll do this. I'll put this here. Yeah, like we have in our sketch. Remember the sketch that we got? That's it. So I'll just put this here. Move it down a little. So yeah. So everything down actually. Yeah. So this is it. So if you want to move things around, you just select the item that you want to work with, and then you can move this. You can move it in whatever direction that you want to move it. Okay. So that's this. That's fine. So we'll create another task. Same thing that we did. So we can do two things. We can draw a rectangle again, like we did the first time, or we can simply do copy and paste. So I'm going to hit command for me, control for, I think it's control for Windows. Okay, so control C. Yes, I just hit control C, and now I'm doing a control V. I pasted it. It's pasted right on top of it. So I can just do that here. Okay, and then this again, control C, control V. Just put that here as well in the center. When you see this red guide, it means that it's in the middle of that. So I'll just change this to 2. Yeah. So we're almost done with what we're here to do. Again, remember, this is what we're trying to achieve. And look, we're almost done. Barely how many minutes we did. So it's not a complex task at all. But we understand that some of you've never had anything to do with UI UX before, and that's why we're doing this. But it's something that we're hoping that when you join the program, things like this, it will come to you really quickly. You would have no problems with it at all. So we're going to do the circle bit now, yeah, to add a new task just for this. Okay, so I'll do that now. Again, with the shapes, any shape you're looking for in Figma is usually here. Any shape you're looking for. So I'm going to go with the ellipse tool, which is the circular tool. So I'm just going to click that. Okay, right. So I will draw a circle. For me to make sure that it's a fixed circle, I'll hold down shift. So I'm holding down shift. If I release my hand, you can see that it becomes an ellipse. If I want to make sure that the it's a perfect circle, I'll hold down shift. Okay? So I'm just gonna do that right here. Yep. Okay, so we just have it. For those of you that use Android, I think you'd be familiar with this. This is like they call it a floating button, kind of. So you can just put that at the bottom here. What's left? I think what we've got left that we've not dealt with is the ads, the cross sign. Okay, again, you would think of, in UI design, you think of things as like little parts. Over time, you'd be very used to this. You know all the shortcuts, you know all of that. But so we'll just draw a quick plus. And a plus is pretty much just 2 rectangles, one vertical and one line horizontal. Okay, so we'll do the same thing we did with the shapes. I'm just going to do that. Just take one like that, for example. So fat cross. Okay, I'll just make it bigger. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing we did again. Copy and paste. So Command C and Command V. Okay, there are many ways. So it pastes right on top of it, and that's what you have here. So if I do it again, Command C, Command V, you will see that it's right on top of it. Okay, well, I just need an extra one. Now I want to make it horizontal. So it's either I do this, rotate it this way, just so that I can put this like this, or I just draw another rectangle. So you can do that if you're more comfortable with that. So you can do this, and I'm clicking this. There's a shortcut to do the shape, but because I'm sure that not everyone is aware of that, I'm just doing things a little longer. Yeah, so these are pluses. Yeah, all right, so I'll do this. If I want to drag them, so I want to drag this cross, I would drag across so that I can select both of them, okay? And I want to group it together, group selection. Yeah, so probably change the color of this. Okay, no, I'll change the color of the button. Maybe I'll do like a blue, okay? Just go like that, fantastic. All right, so I'll pick this. I'll just drag it here. And I will make it white. I'll just get rid of this and just hit delete. It's too big, so I'm just gonna make it smaller. Okay, that's the task done. That's it. That's all. That's just one. Again, there are a lot of things that you can do. You know, you can make this, but we're not even asking for all of that. We just want you to, you know, make this. So this is going to be, I want to make this actual task, you know. So you can go, if you feel like making it a little more interesting, that's fine. You can say, oh, you want people to click when they're done with their task. If the task is done, you want them to be able to click on it or whatever. So you can add some kind of button here. Yeah, you can add a button there. You can make a copy of this button-ish, so that when people are done with the task, you can, you know, click. You want to show that, oh, this task is done. So for done, maybe I'll just do like a green, maybe a nicer green. Yeah, so, you know, things like this. Nothing, add a check mark. Sorry, 1 second. Do like a simple check mark. How would best way to do it? Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna rotate it a little. Do it again. Rotate it. Okay. Rotate it a little more. There's someone whose mic is not muted that I can hear some conversation going on in the background.
Hi Richard, can you please mute your audio?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I just did a check box, a check mark kind of thing. Yeah. Again, no one is expecting you to start doing all this fancy stuff. You know, we're not expecting that. This is probably an overkill. Yeah. So that is it. To be honest, not much. Just a simple task. So for web, again, like I explained to you before, starting point for any Figma file or anything you want to do is you have to define your frame. If you want to do for web, we'll come back to the frame again. You choose that, and then you pick, so desktop. I'm gonna go with the Pro because there we go. So this is this, and then you do the same thing again. Or you can do a copy and paste. Just put it somewhere, can be fancy, and try to, you know, just do something so that it doesn't look too bare. Do that. Okay. Hello, Simi, again. I'll draw another rectangle just so that you can see it again in case you didn't get it the first time. Draw the rectangle this way. This is a very wide bar, but we just work with it. So I'm not doing things, properly per se, because I'm trying to ensure that everything is beginner level. I don't want to start doing stuff that would scare you away. That's not the point of this call. It's just to show you that these things are doable and it's actually easy to attempt. Okay, I've drawn. I'm just going to make this another task. Oops, sorry about that. Task 1. Okay. Make it 18 or something. Okay. Let's do that. And put it there. Okay. Yeah. So this is pretty much what we. Oh, sorry. Man. Okay. Yeah. So this is what we want to see. You can copy and paste. Just do this for new task. For some people, it might not be this floating button. For some people, they would prefer to, for example, create an actual button for things for you to add a new task. So I'm just going to do that as well. Do that rectangle again for a button. Do this. Maybe make it blue like we've been using. Color. That's really sharp. Wow. Okay, just take this. No, let me not do that. Let me type it out. So I'm gonna write add task. Okay, drag that add task that I've written and I put it here. So this is a button. These do this and this, they do the same thing, but I've just like picked a different way to do it. Yeah. So that's the task done. I mean, there are crazy to-do lists out there, but I don't want you to be, what's the word now, pressured per se. We're not expecting you to do anything over the top, just something simple that you can just show us that you're open to learning and stuff like that. Yeah. Question time. Anybody have any questions for me?
Okay, well done. And everything looks so simple. The way you did it, everything looks very simple. Actually, I actually started the task, but I used a stage where I got stuck.
Okay.
So that I stopped. And I was happy when I got the mail that okay, so there was one YouTube video I was watching now, and I was doing it step by step.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to a certain point, and I put my text, 2 words, get started. So when I wanted to move to the next stage, I noticed that immediately I removed my cursor from get started, I could not find some of the words again. Like the first 2 words and like the last 3 words, the first 2 letters and the last 3 letters, I could not find them.
Find them
So
again.
I did Control Z, I did Command Z.
Okay.
I saw them. Then I wanted to proceed again. I saw that the words are the letters, some of the letters got lost.
Okay.
So that was why I didn't proceed. Then I got the mail. I'm like, okay, this is even good. Then I'm going to assist us. Now that you used Figma, I think I'll be able to use Figma. But I still want to try to use X and know why some of those letters actually got lost in the process. I don't know why.
Okay. So I wish I could. Probably after this call, I can take a look. You can send me the XD file, and then I can take a look because I can't exactly see it, but I think it might be something to do with maybe the text width, So I'm not sure, and I don't want to assume. Yes. So if I can see it, going to share my details with everyone so that people are raising their hands so that you can so that I can look at it, we can look at it together, and then whatever problems that you're having, we can just like hash it out. Is that okay?
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Can I ask my question, Oma? Hello? Hello? Oh,
Hello, Simi. I think she's having problems with her connection, so please let's give
oh,
her
okay.
a few
Okay.
minutes.
I'll be waiting for her to reconnect then.
Okay, thank you.
Hello guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, hi, Aziz.
yeah. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Kachi. I'm Kachi by name. I think
Oh, okay.
I came little late and I think I've actually lost track of how things how things have gone here. But from what um the most recent person was asking, saying she was asking something about stigma. Is it you guys can hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. You see
Okay,
me?
hi. Sorry, I got disconnected. You can just call me Simi, please. I got disconnected for about some seconds, so I might have lost some of the things that you said. So is it okay if you can just take us back a little? Sorry about that. Hello?
Okay, good
Yeah,
afternoon.
no problem. I think
Good
I'm actually going
afternoon.
to even that because I
Good
was
afternoon.
late.
Um, First of all, I want to thank you for taking us through our first journey of SD.
Aziz, Aziz,
Yeah.
hello? Aziz,
Hello,
can you
can you
hear
hear
me?
me? Yes, I can hear
Yes.
you.
Sorry, someone was trying to say something really quickly.
Okay.
I'm not sure what his name is. I know that it's showing as Galaxy A20. So let's just, because I lost him for a bit. So we'll
Okay.
quickly, sort that out and then we'll jump right back at you. All right. Sorry
All
for the,
right, no problem. Not at all.
okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I don't know if he's still on
Yeah,
there.
I'm on. I'm
Okay.
here.
Hi. Sorry, what's your
Yeah.
name? It's just showing Galaxy A20. I'm sure that's not your name.
Sorry, I was still trying to arrange the setup. I'm Kachi by name.
Oh,
Really Kachi.
okay. Okay. Hi, Kachi. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your question? Okay.
I was saying I might take you backwards because of the time frame and everything. But please, I just want you
Okay.
to help me with something. My issue
Okay.
here is my issue here is with um Figma and other applications. Like,
Yes.
to is it possible for you to use um Photoshop in in doing the graphic design level
Okay.
of
So
UI?
I'll answer your question. For the task that you're handing in, for this task that you're handing in, Kati, you can use anything you want. You can even use Microsoft Paint if that's what you're comfortable with. For this particular submission, that's fine, no problem.
Okay.
But when you come into the program, you're going to have to learn Photoshop was not designed as a UI tool. You have to understand that. Photoshop was
Right.
designed for photo editing. We just
Yeah.
kind of made it work exactly. So what you can do for the task, you can use whatever you're comfortable with. That's fine. But when you come into the program, you're going to have to learn to use Sigma, XD, and any of those guys, because what we're trying to do is make you job ready. You understand? You want to go to organizations and you want to already you hit the ground running. They want to know that you can use these applications. So we would actually teach you that. For this task though, whatever you're comfortable with is fine. Even Microsoft Paint, like we're that generous with that. Whatever you want to use is fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
no worries. Okay, Aziz.
All right. Thanks very much. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
My
afternoon.
question is
Hi.
actually straightforward. I just want to confirm. Is it which one is the most easiest one to use? Is it the Figma desktop application or the application?
So I would speak for myself and myself alone. I use the desktop app. I download the software and then I install it. Download it from Figma and then install it on my machine and work with it. I prefer using the desktop app straight. Um, but whatever you use, the thing with the browser sometimes is that it might lag. It depends on how fast your machine is. It might also lag on the desktop app, to be honest, but I just prefer using the desktop app.
All right. Thanks very much.
Okay. But either way, it works the same. Everything is the same in it. Everything is the same in it. I'm going to try and let me see. Anyone with the link candidate. Okay, so what I would do is copy link. This board that we've been working in, the canvas we all worked in, the file that I was working on, I'm going to put it here. No, sorry, escape. I'm going to drop it in like our chat room here. Oh, I'm just seeing that Gifty sent a message. It will surely, but is this exactly what Stutern wants us to replicate? And what's the deadline? Okay, I'll deal with that 1 second. I just want to quickly share this. So if you click on the link that I've just sent you, you would be able to see this file that we've been working in. Okay, I just sent a link on the chat board. You'd be able to see this file that we've been working in. You'd also probably be able to move stuff around and all of that. Okay, I can see that some people are coming in.
Okay, I've seen that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you can come, yeah, so please, by all, draw whatever you like, do stuff within this file. Just going to rename the file so that we can, so that we can all know. I hope the link remains the same. Okay, so if you click on it, ideally on your laptop, I'm hoping, I've never tried to click on it on mobile, so I'm not really sure how that works. Ideally on your laptop, you'd be able to do stuff. So where you can draw your canvas, you can do like you can see me moving around and stuff there, right? So you can just go ahead and try stuff out, move stuff around so that you can try and understand what's going on there. So I'm just going to respond to Gifty's message. Is this exactly what Stutern wants us to replicate? So not exactly. Different people can interpret to-do lists in whatever way, but as a UI UX designer, you should be able to, we want to train your ability to start to look at problems and create solutions for them. So I want to go to the market, for example, and I want to compile a list of all the things I'm supposed to do. and all the things that I'm supposed to buy. Okay, I want to create a list that I can always use my phone to access so that when I get to the market, I can check, okay, this is the list that I compiled. Okay, I want to add buy fish, buy potatoes or something on that list. I want to delete, I want to, whatever your interpretation is, we are not looking for a perfect design. You're coming to us because you want to learn, and we get that completely. So whatever your interpretation is, we're looking for someone who is at least attempting it and raising their hands and asking questions. I'm lost here. How can I do this? How can I do that? Okay. Deadline wise, because there are not a lot of slots for the next cohort, I would advise that as quickly as you can do it so that you can sort out your enrollment, because this application does not guarantee that you're going to be enrolled. You have to do your task. You have to do your task because like I mentioned, the program wants you to be very good. They want you to be skilled enough to get a job and start working like fast. And the way it's very rigorous, I'm not even going to joke you. And I've seen people come in with no idea at all about UI UX design, and within the space of 4 months or so, they get the basics, and in a year to two, they become at least intermediate level people. So I would advise that you try and tidy up this task before the year ends. I'm sure you want to start the new year, on a good note and all of that. So before the year ends, try and get this task out of the way, okay? And if you
Hello.
need help, hello, can you hear me? Who's saying hello?
My name is Onyekachi. I'd like to ask a question.
Okay, hi Onyekachi.
Hi. Okay, so based off of this task and what you've been saying, it seems like the focus of the program itself is going to be on design, like how to design and stuff like that. Is that correct?
For UI
And then
design, yes.
Yeah.
We have multiple courses that we enroll people for. So the only thing that I'm sorting out today is the UI UX course.
Yes, I'm aware. I saw you have like
Okay.
4 courses. So the second part of my question then is, what is there a focus on a particular group of people? So I mean age-wise, experience-wise, because it sounds like the focus is to have people placed after the program. So does that mean that there's a particular group of people you're looking at, say young talents or experience level type of people for like 5 years and above, like that?
Okay. So definitely not experienced people. We're assuming that if you're experienced, you should be teaching us per
Also
se.
not experienced in the sense of, okay, UI in UX design, you have like 10 years of experience.
Okay.
But maybe what I'm looking more at is the kind of profile. So is it like people who just graduated or people who have worked for say 5 years, 10 years somewhere? And then
I think I have So we have a very wide range of learners, but I would say that the largest percentage of people that we have are young graduates or people that are looking to change their their career path. So some people who've been working in oil and gas, for example, decide that, I don't know where oil is going in this country. I need to re-strategize and pick something up. We do accept all kinds of, there's no age limit, there's no experience limit, there's no such thing like that. Anyone can come. The only thing that we like to stress to is that the program is rigorous. So people that have jobs, full-time jobs that they have to, attend and things like that, we let them know ahead of time that we require at least a couple of days every week, the entire day for 2 days for learning. That is almost non-negotiable. Some people, so we've had people with full-time jobs that do come to the program. Yes, we've had that. But some people with full-time jobs as well start and don't finish because they can't manage to juggle both the job and the learning. Some people have arrangements with their offices where they say, oh, for these 2 days, I'm taking this training course and all of that. Some offices are the ones that are bringing their people in. So the arrangement, that arrangement is clear. But there's no what's it called? There's no criteria. The only criteria that we're looking for is just people who have the time to do this and people that are willing to learn. That's what we're on the lookout for.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. I hope that answers your question. Anyone else with any questions? No? Fantastic. There was someone who said they were working in XD before.
Yeah, that's me, Tolu.
Okay. Hi, Tolu. So I'm just I'll drop my, what should I drop? I'll drop my email address here. Yeah. Okay, so you just send me the file. Yeah, and then I'll take a look. Send me the file, take a look, and just like sign that it's from you. And anyone else who has any question at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can reach out to me personally, or you can reach out to admissions at Stutern.com. I think that's it. I just want to make sure. You can see Gifty in the file. Fantastic. I just want to make sure that I'm getting that. That's a singular or plural. Admissions, that's correct. Okay, and the phone number as well. Come and see. Admissions@Stutern.com, and then phone number to call. Okay, so the Ogundowole@yahoo.com, that you would reach me directly. The admissions, you would reach anyone on the team. Phone number as well, you reach anyone on the team. But please, we know that a lot of you are beginners, and we know that you would have some issues with this. That's fine. Reach out to us. But what's most important is that you actually do attempt your task. Okay?
All right.
Okay, so Richard is asking a question. I'd like to know, does the layer add itself as the design progresses? Okay. Yes. This is actually a very good question. There's something that okay, so let me share my screen and just talk about layers quickly. Okay. The screen. All right. Okay. Right. Okay, so this, okay, I want to use the other screen because this is quite large. So I'll just open this up here and do this. Okay, all right. Before I jump into the screen question, I've got a message. Okay, so apparently you will get an invite to a Slack channel where you can ask any of your questions. This is probably better so that we can track and make sure that we attend to everyone's questions. Okay, so after this call, someone on the team will send you an invite so that you can join a Slack channel. You would see other prospective learners as well, and then you can ask whatever questions that you have. So that's probably better. Right, so I'm just going to jump here. Right, good. I hope everyone can see my screen. go to student task. Just loading up student task. 1 second, please. All right. Can everyone see my screen? Or if you're on the Figma board, any of them, that's fine. I can go on? Okay,
Yeah,
good,
we
good.
can go.
Okay. Now, there's something about UI design generally, okay? It's the principle of layers, right? So things are stacked on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. And I'll do my best to explain that to you here, right? First thing, I will draw 3 things. I will draw this square. Is this a square? Oh no, that's not a square. I'll draw this square. I'll pick this rectangle. If you hold shift, it just makes that all the sizes of the sides are the same. I will draw this square. I'll pick an ellipse and hold shift again. I will draw this ellipse, this circle, sorry. And I'll pick maybe a star. Okay, yeah, let's do a star. I'll pick the star. Okay? Now, I'm going to give them different colors. I'm going to give this that green that we use. I'm going to give this a blue. And I'm going to give this maybe like a red. Okay, now, all of this, if you look to the left, you would see something called the layers panel. So you can see *1, you can see *1, you can see the ellipse, you can see the rectangle, yeah? Right here, to your left, layers panel, here, yeah? Okay. Now, in this case, if I put them on top of each other, you would see that the star is above the circle. If I put this one here, you will see that the circle is above the rectangle, okay? Now, that is also the order of things on the layers panel. The one that is the topmost one is what would be the highest on the layers panel. So if I move the star below the circle, I will drag the star down under the circle. Can you see that? So now the ellipse is the one at the topmost layer. It's the frontmost one. So that's the one you can see. If I make the rectangle, pull it up and move it to the top, yeah? And drag it there. You can see that the rectangle now is in front. So this is, and this principle across every UI design tool, virtually every design tool, to be honest, even stuff for illustration and all of that, they use this principle of this layering. It just means that whenever you're designing on this type of things, just know that all of these things like this, they're not on the same plane. One would always be on top of another one, okay? So if I want to make the square or the rectangle, I want to put it behind the star and I want to put it behind the circle. What I will do is I will come to the layers panel to the left. The layers panel is always on the left in Figma, and drag it down below the star. If I put it in the middle of this, you can all try that. If you have access to this Figma file, please do it. Create whatever shapes you want. You can actually design within this. You guys should press it. Nothing will happen. It will not spoil. Draw stuff, play around with it, move stuff around. You can actually pick it and move it around. Okay, I've created edit assets for everybody. Anyone that has an email address on Figma, you can pick stuff and move it around. Okay, so that's the thing with the layers. That's a principle that when you learn it, you figure out one of the challenging things that people who are learning design struggle with at first. Okay, so that's that about layers. So I just want to go back to the question Does the layer add itself as the design progresses? Yes, it does. As you draw every shape there is, it creates a new layer for you. It creates a new layer for you. It creates a new layer for you. Okay, there's something else I didn't mention. I would like to mention as well. So when you're done with your task, you can either share the link with us for us to take a look at it like that, or you can export it as a PNG file, which we would probably, I need to validate that first. So I'll do a demo for you to show you how to export that, all right? I'm just gonna go back here and click share, okay? So I'm gonna go to Figma. I hope you can see my screen. Go to Figma, right. So remember I said you wanna pick this. So I'll pick this up, for example, and click. If you come to the bottom right of your page, bottom right, I hope everyone can see my screen, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. If you come to the bottom right of your page, you would see export. Yes. So I'll just click on plus. Scroll down. So I'll click on the preview for you to see the export. All right. Just so that you want to make sure that, oh, this is what I am. For you to export in Figma, you have to select the artboard you want to export. Okay. So if I click on this export, it will export everything here, which is not what I want to do. I want to export only this screen. So I will click on this screen. All right. Scroll down to the bottom, pick export. And then if I click on export X1, a dialog box will come up and I can save. I will click save. All right. So if you see that now, you would notice that, oh, sorry about that. I think my screen is still sharing Figma file. Okay. I want to show you that where that file has gone to now. Okay, so just gonna go and share my desktop with you. Desktop one, share. All right, so I'm guessing that everyone can see my desktop now. You will see it. It put it in the iPhone 11 Pro folder, and then here, there you go. So that's my file exported. Okay. I would also like to show you there's so many versions of this that can exist. There's so many ways. I'm just going to go to a site called Dribble. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Dribble before. Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna go Dribble. Okay. Yeah, so I'm on dribble.com. Just gonna click on Dribble there. I'm gonna search and type to-do list. To-do list. Or just type to-do anyway. So you would see all kinds of things, all many types of to-do lists. So this is a very simple one as well. Oh, I need to sign in. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, so this is one you can look at. Look at how simple this one is. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. So look, they just did something very simple, just added a few things. 1 second. I'll share that with you now. Yeah. So if you can see my screen, you will see that I'm showing you a sample to-do list on dribble.com. So I'll send you this URL. Oh no, that's not the URL I need. Yeah, so this is someone else's to-do list there. This is probably another to-do list here. Here they've got checkboxes that you can select, things like that. Okay, so that is pretty much it, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Good. Everybody okay?
Okay, so what if we want to send link instead? How do we do
That's
that?
fine. I think that's fine. Ooh, I need to confirm that, Tolulope. I need to be sure about that because I think that you might have to export as well. I'll just
Okay.
confirm that and come back to you because some of the process is automated. It might be expecting some kind of PNG file or something from you, just to be sure. Also, it would be good for you to just try it out, export. Give it a shot. It's not difficult to do at all. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Any other questions? Is everybody okay? Do you think that you have it somewhat now and then you can attempt the task at least? Tachi? Okay. Okay. All right. If there are no other questions, like I said, you will get an invite to a Slack channel where you can ask any questions that you've got, or if you are running into any trouble. I know I've said this like 50 times on this call, but I'm going to reiterate. The attempt is the most important thing here. The fact that you actually attempted, that's what we want you to try. We want you to try. Even if it doesn't look as clean as what mine, again, you can't compare yourself to me. I've been doing this for a long time. Don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Do the best that you can do. Watch the videos, read the articles, look at Dribble, ask questions if you need any help, and just do what you can do. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Have a good day, everyone. Yeah,
Thank
we'll be
you
looking
for
out.
your
I'm looking out
time.
Sorry,
for
please, just one more
all
thing.
your. Okay, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, it's my network. I was actually asking the question, but there is no. If it's past time, I can still ask you. I can go directly and then ask you my question
No,
on
it's okay if
email.
you have a question.
Okay, it's not like it's anything serious. I just wanted to know, like, do they have this Figma and Adobe XD? Do they have it on like on a phone version or on a tab or something? I want to know. So if
Phone
it's
version.
possible,
You would need a laptop. You would need a laptop.
yeah, I do have a laptop. I'm just asking, so
Okay.
it might just be
Oh,
handy.
so the versions that they have for Figma, they're not for you to design in. They're just for you to
To
view.
import,
So
right?
sorry?
Because okay, sorry, because I actually saw one on Google Play, and when I installed it on my tab, they were actually asking. It was more like you can just import your work to your
Yes,
your
yes, yes. So that's what the apps that are there are for you to view what you are designing in mobile. I don't think that they're actually for at least for UI design tools. I think for Photoshop, you can actually do some Photoshop on your mobile phones, but it's not very convenient. So I'll
Yeah.
show you, for example, yeah? I'll do my best to show you something. So what we've worked on in Figma, okay? This is my phone. Sorry. So I'm just going to launch. This is something, it's called Figma Mirror. If you notice, I've sorry, one second again. They're all, come on. So these are all like UI design things. But what they do is they only mirror. You can't actually design there. So I'll show you what I mean by that. For example, what we've been working on, yeah? I'm gonna go to Figma, okay? It's just launching. I'm going to now pick the artboard there. 1 second. Oof, it's a little bright. I don't know if you'd be able to.
Yeah, it's really bright.
There.
Okay, yeah.
You can see. Yeah. So if you're designing a mobile app, you want to know exactly where the things are and all of that. Figma Mirror does that for you, which is what it's doing here, for example. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is what we've just designed. You can see it. You can see the tasks, okay? And you can see. So I want to know if the button is too big, if it's too small, if it's too, whatever the thing is, whatever I want to just check, because you want to try it in the medium that you're designing for, okay? So that's what, to the best of my knowledge, that's what the apps on the App Store do. That's what the apps do. Someone is asking, what's the list of minimum PC requirements for smooth and hitch-free design for UI UX? So yeah, it's money. You can get an i7, M1, everything if you have the cash for it. I run an i5 and an 8 gig RAM machine, but that's not even crazy by a lot of standards. But that would do it. It works very well. For your starting point, I would say just find something. If you can afford a high-end machine, by all means, go for it. If you can afford a Mac, by all means, go for it. If you can't, there's no pressure. Just try and get something with fairly decent processor and some RAM, okay? Because when you open Figma, sometimes the fan can just kick in. But this is not the machine that I started with. I didn't start with this laptop. My first laptop was like a HP something, and it worked for years, So whatever you can use, over time you would start to know that, oh, this machine is not going to work, it's going to lag or something, and then you can now like figure something out about what to do, the next steps. Okay, but i3, very basic. Most of Figma's files save in the cloud. Oh, so that's the one downside about Figma. You might need some internet access for it. But yeah, i3, 4 gig RAM, if that's what you have. 8 gig if you can afford it. 16 gig if you can afford it, by all means. Yeah, that would be great. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, that's fine. No worries. Again, Slack channel, someone would send something to you. Thank you guys for making time as well. I know everyone's got stuff they've got to do and all of that. So thank you for coming. All right. Have an amazing, fantastic, productive day. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you everyone for making our time for the call.
Thank you so much for helping out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.